I'm live, son. What up? If I can do this, then you can do that. I don't dance, go back. Right. Give me a memento. Okay, I'm live. No, it's like I realize what I'm streaming. I'm going to. Whoa, do not need that. Good. Chris to do, I guess. Yeah, okay, moments, guys. I usually do this when I live stream because it's like I don't generally get a lot of people who watch, but I figure if anyone wants to watch, they can. But... Alright, by some miracle, I am live. So I have my phone here, just in case anybody actually wants to comment. I can read your comments through my phone. Keep it like that. Alright, let's start the adventure. New game.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation.
Thanks, Dad.
The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide. But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Episode 1, The Adventures of the Great Departure. AM, Supreme Court of the Judicator, Defendants, Antechamber 5. Okay. Can you hear me just fine, Dad? I still can't believe it. I can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? What? Oh, nothing. Look at that guy in the top right corner. That guy looks like Zuko's uncle. Actually, these all kind of look like the people from Last Avatar a little bit. That guy and that guy look almost identical. Anyways. Save your glares, murderer. Sorry. My name is Ryusuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yuma University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough! He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes. Until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue as I pull out my katana. What the flip? Tsk, technicalities, look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke? I'm gonna call him Ryu. Because that's easier than Ryunosuke. Or maybe I'll call him Ryunosuke, I don't know. Oh, yes. Of course, sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuya, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. Ha ha ha. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Look at you, apologizing. Why is it snowing outside? Is it snow? Sorry. I just got caught up by the scenery. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it. Did you? Of course not! You have to believe me! I didn't do it! I could never murder someone. And there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean, I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazume Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. He's far more clever than I, a star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate. Not that impressive. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud of a friend like you, Kazuya, truly. 3 days ago. Looks like you're going to get study abroad at last. Oh, he's studying abroad like I am at the moment. I know, I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and the success in court. So you'll represent Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuya's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. Maybe it's his headband? I want to bring about change in our legal system. Our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'll have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear. Look at the time. I better get going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day that you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English tomorrow, then. Blech. See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner. Asogi, may I have a word? Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now, Asogi. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at the university before. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. That's a really pretty. Is it a Yakuta? Yakuta? I just couldn't help me with the pronunciation. Yakuta. I feel like it's wrong. All right then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. Ugh, this is awkward. If I may, just slaps you, just bam! Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruto, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Yujin Mikitoba. I'm the professor of forensic medicine at Yuma University. Oh, Professor Mikitoba! I've heard that name from Kazuyama before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get in the government to agree to Kazuma. Oh, Kazuma. Kazuyama? I say Kazuyama, but I think it's Kazuma. Kazuma just studying abroad. I'm gonna pronounce their names all over the place until I just stick with one. Sogi has told me about you. You and he were best friends. I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you have not heard, Sogi has been granted permission to go study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. What? As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I just want to say really fast, like my mic is currently on its side, sitting on like some weird stool type thing, So I forgot. I find when I was bringing my recording equipment with me to do live streams, I forgot one tiny piece of the equipment that holds up my microphone that makes it stand. So it's just laying on its side currently, and I was just like, please, please, please be okay. So I'm hoping this is fine. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it, I swear. I'm not a murderer. This reminds me of Edgeworth, I think, in the second Phoenix Wright game. Well, those names are easy to pronounce. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Alright, Mom's doing that. I just sent out the general link to everyone, so... What do you mean? You'll soon understand, once proceedings get underway. That makes me really happy, Dad, because it's kind of like... It's just on its side. It's sitting there. Like I'll take a picture of it and send it to you later of how it looks. It's just laying there, so... Yeah, it's great. But... What then what should I do? Well... How about you take my mustache? It's fake. It'll work well. Yours. Naturally, I'm not going to suggest you doing anything that could lead to a conviction. But here's this sword. Commit septicure. Right, so... As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose certain questions to the defense. What is 2 + 2? And if you answer it wrong... You say, I do. Okay. I do? Are we getting married? Do you take the guilty verdict to be wed? I do! I pronounce you and the guilty verdict adjourned. But what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. Wait, so he wants us to accept? It would seem our surreptitious discussions are about to be cut short. Surreptitious? Is that like short? Is that what that means? Because I doesn't know. I would love listening to you. Thanks, Terry. Appreciate it. Give me a sec. I'm trying. So allow me to summarize. Kazuyama Sogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He thinks we're get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. Very harsh. This is it. If this trial goes badly, the camera will proceed to zoom in until all is lost and only the doorknob remains. How far will it zoom actually? Kazuyama's dreams of studying abroad are over, and what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. My one and only chance to prove my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny! The 22nd of November, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicator, Courtroom 2. So this is a courtroom. Wow, my dude, his eyes. What are you on, my man? Are you okay? Like, he's so, like, man. He's just everywhere. His eyes. I see the bird, mine, bird, there. Oh, the bird, bird. I see the bird, bird. The Supreme Court of Adjudicator. No court in the land has more power. Just his eyes. Ah, thank you, Dad. Surreptitious means done, make, or acquired by stealth. I don't like the look of these people sitting in the public gallery. They were from the clone factory. They just got off the assembly line. They look almost identical with their models probably like stretched out just slightly. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The powers that have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial is closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time. But for now, you'll need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke and Naruto. I wonder, Terry, do you recognize this guy? I bet he's the ancestor of a certain prosecutor that we played with. Prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As the defense. Bird. Before we begin, there's one point of order I'd like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be cited 2 days prior to the trial. You know what's interesting is in the very first Phoenix Wright game, Phoenix is defending his best friend for murder, whereas you were the one being defended for murder by your best friend. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for the final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do?
Yes!
Oh, sorry. Yes! What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that... What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikitaba told me everything just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be faith in me. Oh! No! No, I'm sorry. No! You think I wouldn't be able to get you off? No, it's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel. Which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikita shouldn't have stuck his nose in.
JSS Sweetheart? I have a stuttering problem. Oh.
I just imagine when I'm saying with the whole bird thing with Ryunosuke, I'm just imagining like that's just what he's thinking when he's looking around with his eyes.
I now have Twitch. Good job, Terry.
The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Objection! Make no mistake, counsel.
Oh, Terry, is that you?
That merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Bird, 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 bird. Bird! Oh, exactly. Yes! Exactly what I was thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered.
Yes, it's YFOS.
Oh, okay. Well, a mere university student would be to be brought before a Supreme Court. You must have penetrated a most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency.
What did I...
Boop. There it is. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? The fact that you keep seeing birds everywhere is lack of it. He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, you can't questioning it any more than I am. I'm seeing birds everywhere. So let's start at the very simplest of you.
it's our favorite oldest sister.
Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in the case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. But, wait. Oh, I just yanked my mic. I am so sorry. I can't remember that. Oh, what was it again? Ryunosuke? It's like, I need water. All of my waters are on the other side. I have like 30. I have legit like 15 water bottles in here. I cannot keep up with drinking enough water bottles. Like, they are constantly giving me more water bottles than I can actually drink through. Like, I will drink like maybe like coffee or not coffee. Wow. Like, I drink my hot cocoa. I have tea and stuff to bring back. So Terry and Dad, if you guys want some like tea or something, I can bring you back some tea. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. All the relevant information of this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with a press R. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult it. It's all there. I have to press R for the court record? Alright, there's no time to lose. This lists evidence you've collected. Now let's try switching from peoples instead with R. You'll find the details of your victim in there. When you're done, just press B to go back. So there's Kazuma Sogi, he's 23. Second year at the Imperial University. He's my best friend despite being a student qualified defense lawyer as well. Yujin Migitoba, 42, a medical school professor at the Imperial University. He's an authority in forensic medicine and Kazuma's mentor. Takasuchi Ayuchi, the lead prosecutor in this case, who would appear to have a little love for the changes the cultural reformation has brought about. John H. Wilson. Oh my gosh! The guy looks like, Watson, almost. Like, you know, Sherlock Watson. Wilson Watson. The victim's case is a visiting professor of medicine at University from the British Empire. So remember, everything you to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now you better not keep us excellently waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record. Then press X to present. Try it now.
Yes!
Take that! The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Wilson! Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to university 3 years ago. My beard is plastered on with glue. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. Wow, you guys need to make an AGTFN or AJT, an acronym. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of the Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial University, are you not? Are you not entertained? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides you education. Have you no honor? Wait, isn't honor spelled... Wait. Oh good, I'm getting a public safety alert. I love those. Like, it's really funny, like, being here in, like, Korea. Like, I'm in my mandatory, like, you know, 2 weeks of being here before I'm allowed to leave the hotel room. And, like... I keep getting these public messages being like, hey, here's a public message, here's a public message, here's a public message, here's a public message. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? I am stuck in a room for 2 weeks. I can't do anything. I can't even read it. Ugh, but I didn't do it. What therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, the feeble government is scared of upsetting English policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why its trials miss these unusual peculiarities, as it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson I'm an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. As opposed to what? Our favorite youngest dad? Let's see. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. And then what? The professor sits down? The British Empire. Wow. Incredible to think. Wait. I see that man at university. I'm sure. So I went over to the professor's table and told him about all the birds I've seen. Birds here, birds there, birds everywhere. Look at bird, 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 bird. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruto. Yes, Your Excellency. The birds. I see them everywhere. How did this professor... Well, obviously that was Insuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now! Now! Prove that I'm a student in the Imperial University. In my university, I always wear it on the collar of my uniform jacket. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused from a loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the... This is it! Yes! Awesome. Have a gummy bear. Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Man, I hate the hemorrhagic. Oh, hemorrhagic. My bad. The hemorrhagic. Have you guys ever had a hemorrhagic death? I have it. Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yes, that's right. The post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, the police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested any of this later. This so-called photographic print in the scene of the crime. Can I see it? That's a little bit high to be like this chest, you know what I mean? Like, am I pointing straight down or like, what is execution style? He's not even facing the table. He's not even drinking anything. You can clearly score the scorch marks on the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. Hello, more people. In other words, we should assume the victim was shot at close range. Thank you, Counsel. The court accepts modern scientific evidence in the record. Okay. So that is photographic print. In black and white, too. That kind of dates it with the 1800s, I guess, for photography. History of this game. I'll just talk about it for a quick second. This game was only released in Japan, 3 months. They re-released it on, I think it's Switch, PS4, Xbox, I want to say PC, all the systems, and it's like the first time it's been like kind of like a re-release type thing in other languages and whatnot, so the rest of the world can experience it without like modding or translating it themselves. And of like, well, they are the ancestors of the Phoenix Wright games. So like our Defendant is actually some reason that, okay. What did he do? He's like, 1, 2, I got the wings to fly. So without further ado, in order to praise the quality of the facts of the case, this is it then. I think I may have worked out me, but that doesn't mean Kazusagi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in. Having given me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. A headband and the control of the cold stairs first. Yeah, how is your headband swaying in the wind? We're in a closed room as far as I know. He's allowed to carry a katana, which is awesome. Although, like, what's his face? Baron Von Idiot and, like, the Phoenix Wright games had, like, a whip. So. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course. A style restaurant called La Carnival. Ahem, ahem. Oh, he's bleeding. Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some regular occurrence. Oh, that's good. You know, as long as coughing up blood is only a regular occurrence, that's, you know, that's fine. What? That's what I tell people all the time. I just, like, you know, I get stabbed repeatedly, and they're like, are you good? I'm like, oh, yeah, this is just a common occurrence. I get stabbed often, and, you know, this red liquid just oozes out of me. It's fine. It just happens all the time. As long as I keep enough of it in to keep going, it's fine. Well, it really should. As everyone knows, this capital south. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants in Occidental. Occidental? Occidental? I don't know what that word means either. Eatery, 3 days ago. Understood, host. At the penalty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. PM the day in question. We have a few diners at the time of the day. The lunchtime rush was over and they were also in place. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried to the dining area to see what happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slept in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Hold on. Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up the gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him. I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what you saw, you amateur. What? Don't worry, Rinsuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must quietly listen to the witness. Ugh. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand without question. If this guy just falls over dead on spot, it's not my fault. I see. Huh. Hey Dad, we could have you cosplay as this guy. Just gotta cut off what's up there a little bit, you know. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table. What's the matter, Rinsuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? Don't worry, Dad. I got you. We'll shave off what's on top and we'll just stick it on the bun like Payne has. The flying ribbons are stylish. Oh, that's true. Oh, wait, for the headband? Really? That's something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but I was told not to interject. Yunosuke, if your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would diligently get to work, aren't you? I suppose I am. I have never got into Yuma University otherwise. But you can't just always follow the rules in life, you know. If you don't say what you want to say right now, you'll say, I'm just gonna shut my eyes and say it. Just a moment, please. Dear me, dear me. What are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Soga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy. Ooh. An anime, how they just like push it up, like how it's that simple, just kind of using middle finger to put over your glasses as if like. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. Please have a look if you'd like to. Okay, but doesn't that mean the kitchen was on the left? A sketch of status layout drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. How are my drawing skills? That's right, I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was because you drew an X there. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well. Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What is that about? He's been completely calm, collected until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. Maybe the amount of coughing he's doing? No, that can't be it. Head waiter business card, sketch and restaurant layout on the back. Well, I want to see that. Bad high! So the court has now heard of a precise of this case. I want to see something. Wait, why is there a magnifying glass here? Okay. It does look wore off in the corner a bit. Okay. So the court now has heard a precise so the court has heard a precise of the case. Man, some of these words are really just getting me. Yes, at the moment, the gunshot was heard in this restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on the trial today. It would seem we're looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruto. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. Give me my gummy bear. Just wait until we're done. In other words, you may have small reprieve in terms of inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense if you're determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has decided to have evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. What kind? What do you think I should do, Kajima? Take my sword and kill them all. What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? It's like, you can't be serious. All the birds get into your head?
Everyone keeps telling me this trial's unusual about these peculiarities. You said it, Professor Mikado said it. So is the judge and the prosecution. Yeah, this is really different from the Phoenix Wright games. I mean, not exceedingly different, but it's leaning in a different direction. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? The accused is in fact innocent. The defense lawyer is duty bound to prove that innocent by whatever means necessary. Are you just gonna abandon that duty? Are you gonna give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. We'll see just how divisive this evidence really is. The finger of justice. Indeed. Prosecutor Yuchi, please continue the proceedings. Tisk, well, you are warned. The young can be so reckless. As you know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. Those be silenced forever. The prosecution calls his next witness. Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once. Oh! Oh, okay. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. I am General Mustache. Wow, look at that mustache. That is very stylish. Man, if I could grow a mustache like that, that'd be awesome. Hey, Dad, you should grow a mustache like that. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant. And myself, I find him. Oh my gosh! Wow. Head's so like. It's like he took with the Willy Wonka factory. You know, with the just stretched out his head. Myself, I find the employ of a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasalti, the humble premises of the 2nd District. At your service, I wear this ball on my head every day, gosh dang it! And does it bring me right? No, it brings me like jiggling earlobes. That's true, Dad. That's very true. A antique dealer and a soldier, what an unusual pairing. Both these gentlemen are present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be in diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea to the most exquisite aroma in the establishment in question. Always past noon. This jar. Dear, are you still in it? And not frequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. I can't understand a word of what the old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He's obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be the seller rather than the buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative! Just like smack Xanda. The enemy unit. I'm gonna be like Armstrong. The enemy unit has been seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that blackened uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man's impossible to understand, and as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise in that last thing he said. So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution is threatening? Soldier claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead.
Yeah, I'm also planning on stopping the live stream at 10 a.m. 9 time, which will be, I guess, 9 p.m. your time. So, at the moment, I think what I'm going to do, just to kind of cut it off, just make sure the live stream is good. I might live stream again later tonight, but I think I'll just cut it off in like half an hour or so.
The soldier claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I would feel more uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable from the start. Now the court will hear for your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Yes, sir. Nothing. Yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir. Your savory memories on an Arabic afternoon. What the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant, having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of peculiar fine golden Creole to the military gentleman. Think a new vase? At that precise moment, fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. I was on my hands and knees, investigating whereabouts of my mysterious, absent, precarious curio. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment? You saw a split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim? Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgettable enemy. Oh, he has a knife now! At times we live in what an English gentleman may be assaulted when the light of broad day. Oh. I'm But Rodriguez, I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Rienske? Yes. All I did is pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. Why? Why would you do that? After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking coffee. Then when I finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant when I noticed an Englishman made a gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, well, if that's the truth, there's obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue to who actually the criminal was. There is. Rienske, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? Do it now! As we've heard, Your Excellency, there's no room for doubt in testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. I like the music. It is time to bring this speculative student to justice. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of the... Why does it say yes? I like Phoenix's... Hold it! What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? I am Bird! The defense demands the right to a cross-examination. Dear me, dear me. Let me guess, the Hakamachi headband boy next door told me to do it? How pathetic. How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously no experience. How can he possibly care to cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it, it's irrelevant. Kid, he was so commanding. Very well. Play begins, Rinsuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to... Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is evidence. Right. Evidence. All you need is to present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now, let's go, Rinsuke. Don't let them beat you. Alright, then. It's all or nothing.
Yes!
So you're saying you actually saw me at that time? Ah, affirmative. I saw you. Laughing, cackling like the madman as you trained the barrel of your gun at the English civilian. But that's impossible. I only... Allow me to confirm just one point, please. What's that, Private? Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been after you heard the gunshot. It would mean that you didn't, in fact, see the precise moment the killer actually fired the gun. Oh, sorry. My sixth sense of danger. I picked up the waves of murderous energy waiting for your foul mind. Which means, split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, cadet. Surely that's not really possible, is it? It's a video game. Anything's possible. Oh, I can't turn off the light. You think I'd have it? Was that a baby? I heard. Wah! You think I got where I am today in the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son? Well, the soldier's absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed. This is not good. Oh, I got an award. That's nice. Thank you. Black uniform vest, you cadet fired an English civilian, and from the back. Really? From the back? Bird! What are you playing? What is the meaning of the subordination of thrusting some photograph print in my mustache? Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes! Yes, I like the music. Ooh, I like the music. What nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for amateur student here in the Grand Courtroom. The card... This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. I do declare. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Because you... What are you talking about? Well, Hungary throws these insults back at this dude. It's just like, there's nothing. It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by defense that there's a clear discrepancy here on the sergeant's statement. Sergeant Isa Nosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? Statement you just made was this. The black from university fired on the English civilian from the back. That cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I was the cry of my own military grade eye, sir. Yes. But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because. Help! Just take a look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is obviously discrepancy there. Well, how do you explain it? What the flip? Was that a baby? What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back. See, I don't have very great eyes, very great nose. Like, my voice sometimes just goes out, you know. But my ears, I picked up on that baby sound earlier when it came out. Clearly, sorry to tell you, there's this clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment until I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious lock caramelized steak, sir. Witness, Sergeant Lee Sanosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. That's absurd. I think that conclusion was drawn. He just threw it back in his face! Ooh. Ooh. He is holding a child. That's be a complete turnabout in this mood of his trial from that one discrepancy. A university cadet there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. But I never fired the gun, and all I did is pick it up off the floor. Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunt bottles, tough deed, the whole on my prized coin. Each occasion to a tay. In the hope of meeting a rich dinner who'd like to buy it from you. Undefined. I did not. But I presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes in the briefest of moments, there was no more. I simply vanished. The Koban vanished. Hunting under on the table, I was in case mishap to fall in there. And then it happened. You heard the gunshot. You mean? Indeed I did, but he did. I not try. I was concerned only with finding my absconded holy treasure. And nothing could distract me. Interest. Did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. The lamentable day. The precious holy Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive right now. What is the opposition prosecutor, Aguchi? Worry not, Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front again. Upon hearing their next statement, it will become abundantly clear that there's only one person who could have possibly committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruto. Very well, the court invites the witness to testify again. You will thoroughly examine the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency. It's really funny also with this game. If I get like supremely stuck, I don't have to just sit here for like 20-30 minutes on end, not knowing what to do. I can actually just do this. I can just turn on story mode. So I can actually... It'll play the game for me, essentially. Yes, sir, at 1-0 waiting. Signal satisfied, sir. Excuse me, but there's something, someone peeking out of your shoulder, I think. Ah, affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name, Ido. See, those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Ido Tishin. Idotation? Idotation. Adaptation? Sorry, my jaw just like dropped when I saw that. I was like, what? The true culprit. Not even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was charged, it was the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much herself I did see. Did you know? Furthermore, our visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one of the black men really would pull out something fancy. This testimonies are... Wait, that's the young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her. If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court. Speak accordingly. We are here to listen. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel? Indeed. Of the table which the victim was dining, taken... Okay. I mean, but I don't see anything chewed off here. And is that the vase? Well, that doesn't mean anything. Appearance of this print. Victim was not in the company of anyone else. Doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. It's not just not possible that anyone else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. It is seen that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. Witness testimony we just heard. These no, but no. There are 4 chairs here. Is there not? Doesn't that mean that the table should have 4? Not only that. Not only that. Okay. Hold on. Okay, if this is where he was sitting. Right, but look where the chair's not even facing the table. I mean, they probably could have removed the body, but look at this. If they took the picture from here, you know, you'd think you'd see other chairs, but like, huh? I still say that meat. They are very sensitive political times, we all know. The ink is very fresh in the Treaty of Great Britain. To think that I, Takeuchi Ichi, will have contributed to the enmity of those 2 great empires is an honor. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule? Stand tall, Rinsuke. It's not over yet. And now is a chance to expose it, to draw out the truth, and your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuyama. The defense is entitled cross-examining the witness. Make it quick, understood? Tisk rules can be so unbending at times. Yes, doesn't it suck that we have to follow the rules? True culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the fire was charged, it was the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, the young and black, that much I myself did see. Furthermore, our visual search of the premise at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Okay. If it may be true that I was holding the gun at the point in time, but I told you already, that's only because I picked it up off the floor. Obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away. I just finished drinking Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up at that exact moment. A gunshot rang in my ears, full of vents beyond on the floor. I picked it up, which precipitated his testing predicament. Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the Cobain on the floor and find myself in equally. I did see you, with a pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. Doesn't.
Yes!
Oh. Oops. Yeah, we've already seen this, my bad. Bang. Okay.
Yes!
No, it's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so. Consider this, the defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked. Did you? Did you see it? Did you see it blink? How could I? And yet, it is undeniable fact that I did blink. So there you have it. Have what? Tishan! The sound of the fire rang in my ears in the very next moment. I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman. I think that says it all, don't you? Do not let's forget that the antiques dealer witnessed the accused in his most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Curtisan? Wait, but doesn't that contradict? Doesn't that contradict what that says? Yes. Oh, well apparently not. I thought that's what that was saying, but evidently I was wrong. I have so many more questions than what the game will let me ask, but I'll just go press what they're saying because I don't know what it is. Not until I've proven that I'm innocent here. Furthermore... Yes! You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there. As you have been at pains to point out time and time again. If only there's been more people dining there at the time. Restaurant. I know. Of course the place was almost empty. It's what you would expect. I was eating at the time of the day. And why he was alone. Yes, Excellency. That, Counsel, is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Huh, hold a clinic? And this is indeed appeared an entry for the date in question. For a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation could be more simple. Prosecution felt no need to submit evidence, therefore it really has no bearing on this case. I wonder... What do you think, Ryusuke? Well, it's for Dr. Wilson's medical report card is submitted as evidence or not? Yes! Yes! If I may, I'd like to ask for the medical report card to be submitted as evidence. Yeah, Excellency. On what would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern. Objection! Whether or not they have consent is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon. You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense request. Youngsters' days are forever asserting their rights, a most disturbing trend. Should kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Okay, what we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I heard you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you'd like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you've forgotten that these witnesses' testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Kuroda-san. Well, we're gonna call it there. So, thank you, Dad, Terry, Christine, whoever else joined during this time. I will be uploading this video to my YouTube channel just to kind of do this. Like, while I'm here in Korea, I do plan on doing live streams from time to time. During the next week, I plan on doing them more often, seeing as I don't have a lot to do. So, I'll probably be doing live streams more often this week. If you guys do get to catch them, great. If you don't worry. I will be putting them on YouTube of me just playing games. If I play a game, I'll probably live stream it. Or if you're on my YouTube channel, it all really helps. And as always, have a fantastic day, and I will see you all later. And continue to look out for my other series still coming out. So, see ya!